Mr. Sean Ennis, host of the Ink and Dash podcast. My friend, it has been too long. How are you?
Nick, it has been far too long. Pardon me. It has been far too long. And I couldn't be happier to be here, especially, I know Gerald is really excited, and I'm excited for him, really, to be honest. This is what I do it for. I do it for the guys like Gerald who just really love this kind of thing. And you know, I'm excited for him to experience this. Is really what I'm most excited for.
Oh my goodness! So yeah, before we get started with anything in the segment or anything like that, if you're not familiar with Ink and Dash, please let the audience know what are you about and who are you?
Yeah, I'm Sean. I host a podcast called Ink and Ash, like Nick just said, and I narrate short stories on the podcast. And when I have time, I add some sound effects to the stories, but a lot of times it's straight narration, and we have a good time. We have a good time over there on the show, and and tonight we're gonna hear a story by Roald Dahl, a little bit of a departure author wise, but I've got a Roald Dahl story, and we've got some spicy wings, so it's gonna be a good time.
Oh, do we? So if you're not familiar, ladies and gentlemen, with Hot Ones, which is the YouTube interview show where Sean Evans asks questions of celebrities while they eat increasingly spicier wings. That's what we're doing, ladies and gentlemen. So, Sean, what are the parameters that they need to know?
So, for every $50 increment that we get on here, we will eat a wing with one of these hot sauces on. Did we decide on 50, Nick?
Someone's just going to donate $500 right now, and it's not going to matter, Sean.
So I've got 20 wings ready. I told Gerald that and his head exploded, but I've got 20 wings ready. We're going to work our way up the chain. We're going to start with the least spicy sauce. We're going to work our way up just like they do on the show, and then we'll work our way back down. I've like I said, I've got 20. There's 10 sauces. I'm ready to go. And in between, so we'll, if anyone's donating now, we will start to consume these wings before I start my story. I've got 2 breaks planned in the story, where I will stop and we'll see where we are and if we need to continue to consume said spicy wings. And with that, I will try to continue to narrate without, I'll try and still be a professional, despite I'm already sweating before the show even starts. And despite all that,
am I on?
Yes, you're on.
Sean, we talked about this. 50?
Gerald suggested 250.
I said every 250.
Oh, no, that's way too high.
I mean...
No, that's way too high. No, that's not happening.
So, essentially, so while Sean reads the stories, donation alerts will be off, ladies and gentlemen, so that way we are not interrupted.
Here comes the money.
God.
You knew it was happening as soon as somebody said it. Michelle said, I can't do 500, but I can at least get it started. That's a $50 donation. First wings in the belly, baby.
Dear
now I should say,
God.
Oh my God.
You don't have to give $50, right? If 10 people give 5, if 5 people give 10, whatever, we'll do it however it goes. We'll take it as it goes. So,
and Dan, please hand me the bottle once you're done, so I can go in between.
Yes,
and let
Sean, I'm literally on my knees. Like, literally. I'm not even sitting in a chair.
All right, are we starting now?
I have to sauce them up.
Yeah,
right.
We got to sauce ours yet.
So I'll tell you, Nick, what I was telling Gerald and Dan a few minutes ago. I about almost an hour before the show started, right? I started saucing these wings, and I was saucing them in these deli containers,
Yep.
And shaking it up a little bit. And my wife was rinsing them out for me in between. And as I got to about the 6th sauce, as she was rinsing them out, she started coughing.
All right, the fear tactics aren't necessary.
I wanted to, Sean, this was your idea. I want you to know this.
If my family is watching, I love you.
No, say the correct thing. If your family is watching, you do this of your own free will.
Yeah.
Okay. They have it in. They actually have like a thingy, a little thing in order,
Oh, yes, they do.
which is super nice for a guy who has no idea what the order is because he doesn't watch Hot Ones.
I'll keep you informed, Dan. We're good to go. We got to get moving, though.
What's the first one?
I'm hustling. It's just regular old hot
first one-
sauce, baby.
See, from what I understand from watching the show, it gets serious about number. Let's see. I know it gets really serious at the bomb.
The
which
big
is number,
jump. The big
which is
jump
number
here
8.
is so number 5 to number 6. There's like a doubling of the Scoville, and then it almost doubles again to number 7. And then number 9 from Da Bomb. Now, do you have the classic true Da Bomb, or do you have whatever one they put in the box set?
I have
because-
this one.
Yeah, when they did the set for sale, they were like, well, we'll feed celebrities the garbage bomb that everybody thinks tastes like battery acid, and they made a different one that's supposed to actually have flavor. Every celebrity that eats it is like, this tastes like battery acid.
What?
You're eating battery acid. That's
So here it is,
the skinny.
ladies and gentlemen. The first one up, Michelle. Thank you so much. $50 donation.
No, don't
It is
thank her.
The classic hot sauce, chili maple 1600 Scovilles. Let's do it, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go.
I mean, it's delicious. What do you
The
want?
whole thing, right?
Yeah, the whole thing. Oh, that's good. Oh,
I mean, it's delicious.
can I just have like 1,000 of them?
I'll have 1,000,000 of that. That's,
Oh,
great.
good.
I'm gonna put some more sauce on there. In fact,
Ooh, baby, I could drink this.
Yeah, that one's okay.
That one's good.
Oh man.
I'm okay.
All
with
right, next $50. Come on.
that. No, $2.50. I think Nick says something about drinking battery acid if we
Still want
hit
to do
something.
Sean? What we can do is when we hit 500, because you guys are going to punish us. We already know what's going to happen. Do you still want to do like the random picker? We'll roll a random number. We might get lucky. We might get salvation, or we might get punished with the bomb 3 times in a row.
No.
I'll leave it up to you guys. I've got 20 wings over here, sauced and ready to go. But I can bring in some plain ones if we're going to do a roulette kind of thing.
Oh,
too.
that's right. You do your thing. We'll do our thing here. You'll step down, and I want to roll a random picker. So
That'll
we
work.
could get punished, or we could get that one again, which salvation. So yeah, without further ado, like I said, donation alerts will be off, so you won't hear the alerts, but we're going to keep track of the donations that come in, ladies and gentlemen, as we go. Velvet Drizzle, ladies and gentlemen, Sean Ennis, Ink and Ash, we love you. Thank you so much for being here. The floor, my friend, is yours.
I would not miss it, brother. All right, here we go. I'm going to minimize all the stuff. I'm going to turn the lights down a little bit as we do here on the live stream. Can you see me okay?
Yeah, we got you.
All right. Okay. So one thing I typically do on the show here is I give an introduction to the author and the story, a little bit of background. I won't spend a lot of time on that today, but I did want to give a little bit today. So today's story is called The Landlady, and it's by Roald Dahl. And Roald Dahl was born in 1916 in Llandaff, Cardiff, Wales. His first published work was a story called The Gremlins, which was published in 1943. The story was commissioned by Walt Disney for a film project, but the film was never made, and instead it was published as a book by Random House in the U.S. Now, before he became a writer, he was in the Royal Air Force during World War II and served as a fighter pilot and later as an intelligence officer. So following the war, he focused on his writing career and became a full-time writer, gained popularity for his children's books. You'll have to excuse my drinking here occasionally. And these books often featured fantastical and mischievous characters and dark humor, unexpected plot twists. He's written books such as Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Matilda, James and the Giant Peach, The BFG, The Witches. Lots of stories that people know, The Fantastic Mr. Fox, all those Roald Dahl stories. So if you know his stories, you know they are often populated with some pretty nasty villains, and those type of characters show up often in his short story work as well. He's well known for his books that resonate with younger audiences, but his short stories were often of a darker nature. So Dahl passed away in 1990 in Oxford, England, at the age of 74, and the story we're going to read tonight, called The Landlady, was first published in November 1959 in the New Yorker magazine. So, now that you know a little bit about Roald Dahl and the story, let's get started. Now, a little bit of context here before I get started. When I do the show, generally, I don't eat for like a few hours before I start because, not great for narration. So you'll pardon my my drinking and my occasional pause here, which will probably get worse once we start eating these spicier wings. But that first one really is lovely. So
I think what we should do, Sean, before we get started with the story, we should eat another wing because there was a $50 donation from, the name is Eat More Sauce Gerald, and the comment just says suffer. That was a $50 donation. So we are up officially to level 2. Level 2 is Shaquanda's Banshee Ranch. I'm not looking forward to this because I'm not a big fan of ranch. But
is this the same thing Joey drank earlier?
Yeah, yes, actually.
Joey probably wishes he drank this. So yeah, we are up to level 2, ladies and gentlemen. So where's
all right. I could have used a little more sauce on that last one. So I'm gonna put a little bit more.
You didn't give Nick his?
Yeah, I forgot
No, give him his.
Thank you, Dan. So this one is 6,200 Scoville, so it's a bit of a jump from the classic. But it's still going to be pretty.
As somebody who was licking the sauce off its hands, it was delicious.
So here we go, level 2.
Michelle said I might look like chestburster art before this is over.
And it's up to Sean if he wants to do number 3 before it starts, because Sean's mom just donated $50 for number 3.
There's my mom again.
Thank you, Sean's mom. Here, Dan.
This is also lovely.
I'm not a big fan of ranch, but this is
not bad.
Not hot at all. This is
that's fine.
Enjoyable.
Baby shit.
I love the dill in this. There's a lot of dill.
Good dill.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now I know why Joey was drinking this.
Add a little kumquat to it.
That's not bad.
Very tangy, that one.
No, that's not bad.
Exactly.
The dill, it's dill. There's maybe a little touch of citrus.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
All right, then we're gonna. So the next one, right?
Yeah, we're up to number 3. We've already got the third one in there. We'll let you start reading after this one though, so that way you can get started.
All right. We'll give Jared a little rest too.
I was gonna say, breathe, please.
Dan is saucing us up right now.
Yeah, Dan's a trooper. He's got it going here on the fly. What's this one?
Hold on, I have a million things to do with this. Hold on.
Yeah. This one is Cadejo.
All right, there's
Take it in.
I don't have the descriptions though.
So So we have Cadejo, 15,000 Scoville units, and this is okay. I thought it was going to be.
It's like habanero, but it's not that hot.
Okay, 15,000 Scovilles, ladies and gentlemen. Let's do it.
Let's see what we got.
Cheers to y'all.
Okay.
That's nice.
I like it.
Tropical. There's like a citrusy kind of tropical thing going on with that.
Yeah, it's like
There's
a sweet,
definitely habanero
almost like a sweet vinegary kind of thing going on.
Yeah.
It's good, but I'm starting to lose feeling in my tongue. I don't know if that's supposed to happen.
My God, you're like neon white.
But
Oh, that's good.
But it's good.
I'm gonna grab more paper towels because we're probably gonna run low.
So that's number 3 of 10. So we got some work to do. We'll get there.
So yeah, we're gonna let Sean get started reading on his story, and I won't tell him what just happened over in the donation box.
Now I know as time goes on, I will begin to regret this because
this
based
is
on
nice
last year,
so far. This is so nice.
It's lovely. I very much prefer this to how I did last year, and I started right in with that freaking whatever it was, that miso something.
Oh yeah. That's right.
Destroyed my face immediately. But this is nice. This is a nice ramp, if you will.
Yeah, I really like this. So yep, the floor is yours, my friend. Whenever you're ready.
All right, here we go. We'll turn it back down. I apologize for the mouth sounds if you guys are getting mouth sounds. All right, we got a little tingle going on here. The Landlady by Roald Dahl. Billy Weaver had traveled down from London on the slow afternoon train, with a change at Reading on the way, and by the time he got to Bath, it was about 9 o'clock in the evening, and the moon was coming up out of a clear, starry sky over the houses opposite the station entrance. But the air was deadly cold, and the wind was like a flat blade of ice on his cheeks. "Excuse me," he said, "but is there a fairly cheap hotel not too far away from here?" "Try the Bell and Dragon," the porter answered, pointing down the road. They might take you in. It's about a quarter of a mile down along the other side. Billy thanked him and picked up his suitcase and set out to walk the quarter mile to the Bell and Dragon. He had never been to Bath before. He didn't know anyone who lived there, but Mr. Green's lad at the head office in London had told him it was a splendid town. Find your own lodgings, he said, and then go along and report to the branch manager as soon as you've got yourself settled. Billy was 17 years old. He was wearing a new navy blue overcoat, a new brown trilby hat, and a new brown suit. He was feeling fine. He walked briskly down the street. He was trying to do everything briskly these days. Briskness, he had decided, was the one common characteristic of all successful businessmen. The big shots up at the head office were absolutely fantastically brisk all the time. They were amazing. There were no shops on this wide street that he was walking along, only a line of tall houses on each side, all of them identical. They had porches and pillars and 4 or 5 steps going up their front doors, and it was obvious that once upon a time they had been very swanky residences. But now, even in the darkness, he could see that the paint was peeling from the woodwork on their doors and windows, and that the handsome white facades were cracked and blotchy from neglect. Suddenly, in a downstairs window that was brilliantly illuminated by a street lamp not 6 yards away, Billy caught a sight of a printed notice propped up against the glass in one of the upper panes. It said, "Bed and breakfast." There was a vase of yellow chrysanthemums, tall and beautiful, standing just underneath the notice. He stopped walking. He moved a bit closer. Green curtains, some sort of velvety material, were hanging down the other side of the window. The chrysanthemums looked wonderful beside them. He went right up and peered through the glass into the room, and the first thing he saw was a fire burning in the hearth. On the carpet in front of the fire, a pretty little dachshund was curled up asleep with its nose tucked into its belly. The room itself, so far as he could see in the half-darkness, was filled with pleasant furniture. There was a baby grand piano, and a big sofa, and several plump armchairs. In one corner, he spotted a large parrot in a cage. Animals were usually a good sign in a place like this, Billy told himself, and all in all, it looked to him as though it would be a pretty decent house to stay in. Certainly it would be more comfortable than the Bell and Dragon. On the other hand, a pub would be more congenial than a boarding house. There would be beer and darts in the evenings, and lots of people to talk to, and it would probably be a good bit cheaper, too. He had stayed a couple of nights in a pub once before, and he had liked it. He had never stayed in any boarding houses, and to be perfectly honest, he was a tiny bit frightened of them. The name itself conjured up images of watery cabbage and rapacious landladies and powerful smell of kippers in the living room. After dithering about like this in the cold for 2 or 3 minutes, Billy decided that he would walk on and take a look at the Bell and Dragon before making up his mind. He turned to go, and now a queer thing happened to him. He was in the act of stepping back and turning away from the window when all at once his eye was caught and held in the most peculiar manner by the small notice that was there. Bed and breakfast, it said. Bed and breakfast. Bed and breakfast. Bed and breakfast. Each word was like a large black eye staring at him through the glass, holding him, compelling him, forcing him to stay where he was and not walk away from that house. And the next thing he knew, he was actually moving across from the window to the front door of the house, climbing the steps that led up to it, and reaching for the bell. He pressed the bell. Far away in a back room, he heard it ringing, and then at once, it must have been at once, because he hadn't even had time to take his finger from the bell button, the door swung open, and a woman was standing there. And normally, you ring the bell and you have at least half a minute's wait before the door opens. But this dame was a jack-in-the-box. He pressed the bell, and out she popped. It made him jump. She was about 45 or 50 years old, and the moment she saw him, she gave him a warm, welcoming smile. "Please come in," she said pleasantly. She stepped aside, holding the door wide open, and Billy found himself automatically starting forward. The compulsion, or more accurately, the desire to follow after her into that house was extraordinarily strong. "I saw the notice in the window," he said, holding himself back. "Yes, I know. I was wondering about a room. It's all ready for you, my dear," she said. She had a round pink face and very gentle blue eyes. "I was on my way to the Bell and Dragon," Billy told her, "but the notice in your window just happened to catch my eye." "My dear boy," she said, "why don't you come in out of the cold?" "How much do you charge?" 5 and 6 pence a night, including breakfast." It was fantastically cheap. It was less than half of what he had been willing to pay. "If that is too much," she added, "then perhaps I can reduce it just a tiny bit. Do you desire an egg for breakfast? Eggs are expensive at the moment. It would be 6 pence less without the egg. 5 and 6 pence is fine, he answered. I should very much like to stay here. I knew you would. Do come in. She seemed terribly nice. She looked exactly like the mother of one's best school friend, welcoming one into the house to stay before the Christmas holidays. Billy took off his hat and stepped over the threshold. Just hang it there, she said, and let me help you with your coat. There were no other hats or coats in the hall. There were no umbrellas, no walking sticks, nothing. We have it all to ourselves, she said, smiling at him over her shoulder as she led the way upstairs. You see, it isn't very often I have the pleasure of taking a visitor into my little nest. The old girl is slightly dotty, Billy told himself. But at 5 and 6 pence a night, who cares about that? I should have thought you'd be simply swamped with applicants, he said politely. Oh, my dear, I am, of course, I am. But the trouble is that I'm inclined to be just a teeny-weeny bit choosy and particular, if you see what I mean. Ah, yes. But I'm always ready. Everything is always ready, day and night in this house, just in the off chance that an acceptable young gentleman will come along. And it is such a pleasure, my dear, such a very great pleasure, when now and again I open the door and see someone standing there who is just exactly right. She was halfway up the stairs, and she paused with one hand on the stair rail, turning her head and smiling down at him with pale lips. Like you, she added, and her blue eyes traveled slowly all the way down the length of Billy's body to his feet, and then up again. On the second-floor landing, she said to him, This floor is mine. They climbed up another flight. And this one is all yours, she said. Here's your room. I do hope you'll like it. She took him into a small but charming front bedroom, switching on the light as she went in. The morning sun comes right in the window, Mr. Perkins. It is Mr. Perkins, isn't it? No, he said. It's Weaver. Mr. Weaver. How nice. I've put a water bottle between the sheets to air them out, Mr. Weaver. It's such a comfort to have a hot water bottle in a strange bed with clean sheets, don't you agree? And you may light the gas fire at any time if you feel chilly. Thank you, Billy said. Thank you ever so much. He noticed that the bedspread had been taken off the bed and that the bedclothes had been neatly turned back on one side, all ready for someone to get in. I'm so glad you appeared, she said, looking earnestly into his face. I was beginning to get worried. That's all right, Billy answered brightly. You mustn't worry about me. He put his suitcase on the chair and started to open it. And what about supper, my dear? Did you manage to get anything to eat before you came here? I'm not a bit hungry, thank you, he said. I think I'll just go to bed as soon as possible, because tomorrow I've got to get up rather early and report to the office. Very well, then. I'll leave you now so that you can unpack. But before you go to bed, would you be kind enough to pop into the sitting room on the ground floor and sign the book? Everyone has to do that because it's the law of the land, and we don't want to go breaking any laws at this stage in the proceedings, do we? And there is our first break.
Here comes the money.
Here we go.
Here comes the money.
So
Gerald's demeanor is somewhat telling to me right now.
Mr. Ennis, I hope that your taste buds are ready, because we had, and so this is what we decided in studio during this, because we want you to be able to read. We got a $100 donation from Destruction in Human Form, Jared Taylor. So that's level 4, level 5. Then some guy live streamed for the Cure, donated $50 and said, I'm so hungry. And then, so we're going to do the next 3, but then we've already got queued up for the next break. Mel Brooks of Brook Reading, $50. So level 7 is going to, we're already waiting for that one after the next break. Yeah, level 4, ladies and gentlemen, by the way, is Los Calientes Verde. I've had Los Calientes. It's really, really nice.
Los Calientes Verde.
It's really nice, G. You're going to love it.
Right.
I promise you, baby. 36,000 Scovilles, Serrano, and habanero laced hot sauce. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, every $50 we have to climb up a level, and we're already up to level 7, so we've only got 3 more levels to go. And then every donation after that is more wings. So keep them coming.
More wings. Los Calientes
Verde. Yeah, it's great.
It hit my tongue, and I'm like, oh, the flavor.
Yeah. Hot Ones, like their actual sauces are really, really good. It's like that
That's
first class.
really good.
Yeah, it's great.
I like that tomatillo. Now, it is coming around the corner a little bit, around the back corner.
It's hanging.
It's hanging around a little bit. But I like that a lot.
Man, right now, Sean, this was a great idea. I love you so much. We'll see how I feel later.
Better.
Gerald, how you doing, buddy? You hanging in there? Oh, wait. I gotta turn you guys up. There you go. What's up, G? You good?
I'm good.
No, he's good. He's good.
I saw Rebecca back there, too. Shout out, Rebecca.
What's it? This is 5?
Now we're on to 5. And this is probably my favorite.
This coming
so
one is
far,
5. Yeah.
I actually taste... I taste all of them on my fingers when I pass them out. They're so good.
Yep. This one is the Brooklyn Delhi Ghost Pepper Hot Sauce.
Deli.
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 Oh, sorry.
You've been on the air for a long time today. It's okay.
No matter how you pronounce it, I don't like that.
It's very... It
Sounds dangerous.
So this one here, it's barely a jump from Los Calientes Verde. Only 3,000 more Scoville to this one. Torchbearer, the next one, the jump to level 6 is much higher, though.
All right. Here I go.
Level 5, ladies and
Nick
gentlemen.
totally missed it, but everyone else should
Here we
have
go.
enjoyed
I
it.
did add a little bit more also. These are all pre-sauced, but, we add a little bit more.
I like
Why
it.
not?
It's so good.
Oh, man.
I would dump that in a tikka masala recipe, in a curry, just a straight up curry recipe, any like Indian recipe that goes in. Like,
Hold on.
immediately.
Something's tingling.
You're so white.
There's something in my throat for the first time.
That's doing a little bit more than tingling.
That one does something.
That's creeping up
The
right
heat
there.
on that one's right there. It's
Oh,
right there as soon as you bite it.
That's
What the
amazing.
fuck?
We
I
gotta
thought he
get
was
ready
going to
for
read
six,
some more.
Gerald.
We can do 6.
Sean has to
We go
keep
6.
reading.
And we're gonna do this one, and then he's gonna keep reading.
This is a sip of beer.
And here's the thing.
Flavor of that one's off the chain.
I
Man.
love that one.
That's very good. Also, that's a jump. I know
It
on
is.
paper-
That's what
on
I was
paper,
thinking.
That might not have been much of a jump. That was a jump.
No, that one went hard.
I'll be on camera.
I can feel that. I haven't done the one Dan just gave me.
We're getting there.
And we're waiting. We're good.
We're getting there.
So that was
And the
5
thing
that I
is-
just had, right?
Number 5.
The thing is, right, like usually you drink milk with something like hot sauce, right? I'm not drinking milk, right? I have water here.
You drinking Joel Embiid's tears?
What's that?
Are you drinking Joel Embiid's tears?
I'm drinking my own.
Either Dan hasn't been saucing them, or that was a jump.
It was a jump.
Because that thing is lingering.
I have been
Yeah, I
trying
felt
to
that
toss
one.
better, but it's like really difficult to do the toss on just a paper plate.
So I'm supposed to do this with 6?
Are we on to the mushroom mayhem?
Yep, we're on to Mushroom Mayhem.
Oh, I don't like mushrooms, so I don't have to do this,
Torchbearer
right?
sauces, Mushroom Mayhem.
Rebecca, do you have that corpse transportation airline fact thing up?
We're gonna
Pretty
add
sure
an
we
extra
got a big
extra
cardboard
splash.
You got a big purple box.
All right, here we
And
go.
we can also now queue up Da Bomb because Dylan donated $50, one of Sean's oldest friends,
Christ in
and I
heaven.
need Sean to do a
Ooh,
double
I like
dab
that.
for me. All right, number Mushroom Mayhem.
Mushroom
That's good.
mayhem. See
Not
now
good. It's not good.
we got
It's extremely spicy.
That one's earthy.
Very earthy.
Yeah, as in I'm going to be in the earth.
What's happening in the chat? I don't have it up.
ooh,
Phil Rude's talking a lot. Gerald is becoming a Spider-Man, says Brentley. You're a champ, Sean, says Mel Brooks. Mel Brooks says it's cheaper to ship and earn, Gerald, just so you know.
ooh.
Phil Rude says, don't worry, 2P's on a podcast. Your taste buds have already been incinerated.
Oh my. Yeah. That was
Yeah,
earthy. And for those
that hit the tear ducts.
Yeah, exactly.
that one
Thank you, Dan. Yes, I'm crying.
when I ate it, it came directly out of the nose.
Yeah,
And
I like it though. That's a good flavor.
Yeah, good flavor.
No, it's not.
when someone
I
says
vehemently disagree.
Nick,
I feel like you and I are gonna get like to 8, and we're gonna be like, "Oh my fucking god, this is an awful
I mean,
idea."
I'm feeling it. Like it's that one's definitely hanging.
Yeah,
Woo!
Good.
I'm just
That's-
glad we have multiple
that is nothing to sneeze at.
Wow.
3.
And
Four.
just for translation, when someone says earthy, what they mean is it tastes a little bit
Are you
like
gonna
dirt.
eat these?
I mean, that one
Tastes a
and
little
maybe that one.
Okay, I'll have this one then.
You can have that
It's got a
one.
little bit of a dirt taste there. I'm going to drink this water that's going to be ill-advised. I know it's going to be ill-advised because my mouth is already very hot and it's going to make it worse. But I have no choice because I have to narrate. And I can't do that like this. But I'm going to do it with very much hotter mouth.
It's there. It like lives in my.
Oh.
They live?
I need a shot of whatever Joey had earlier.
The ranch
Oh,
soda.
the ranch soda? That'd be the only time, actually. That is actually the only time.
Oh, boy.
All right.
Okay.
All right, we're going back to Sean for focus.
Oh. It's getting serious here, folks. It's getting serious.
Yeah.
Oh, my lips. It's on the lips. It's in the throat. We're going to need more. This is where the coughing starts and where the burping will start. So as I pause, sometimes it happens.
I got the
tasting-
perfect sound drop for this actually right now.
The flavor of this meat.
Yes.
Oh, boy. All right. I'm a professional. I can do this.
I believe in you, brother.
Okay. Here we go. Oh my gosh. Okay. So, old Mr. Weaver, 17-year-old Mr. Weaver is in the upstairs bedroom now, and the landlady has asked him to go down and sign the book because we don't want to break any laws, if you know what I'm saying. Oh my. Serenity now. All right. Pardon me. She gave him a little wave of the hand and went quickly out of the room and closed the door. Now, the fact that this landlady appeared to be slightly off her rocker didn't worry Billy in the least. After all, not only was she harmless, there was no question about that, but she was also quite obviously a kind and generous soul. He guessed that she had probably lost a son in the war or something like that and had never gotten over it. So a few minutes later, after unpacking his suitcase and washing his hands, he trotted downstairs to the ground floor and entered the living room. His landlady wasn't there, but the fire was glowing in the hearth, and the little dachshund was still sleeping soundly in front of it. The room was wonderfully warm and cozy. I am a lucky fellow, he thought, rubbing his hands. This is a bit of all right. He found the guest book lying open on the piano, so he took out his pen and wrote down his name and an address. There were only 2 other entries above his on the page, and as one always does with guest books, he started to read them. One was a Christopher Mulholland from Cardiff. The other was Gregory W. Temple from Bristol. That's funny, he thought suddenly. Christopher Mulholland. It rings a bell. Now where on earth had I heard that unusual name before? Was it a boy at school? No. Was it one of my sister's numerous young men, perhaps, or a friend of father's? No, it wasn't any of those. He glanced down again at the book. Christopher Mulholland, 231 Cathedral Road, Cardiff. Gregory W. Temple, 27 Sycamore Drive, Bristol. As a matter of fact, now he came to think of it, he wasn't at all sure that the second name didn't have almost as much a familiar ring about it as the first. Gregory Temple, he said aloud, searching his memory. Christopher Mulholland. Such charming boys, the voice behind him answered, and he turned and saw his landlady sailing into the room with a large silver tray in her hands. She was holding it well out in front of her and rather high up, as though the tray were a pair of reins on a frisky horse. They sound somehow familiar, he said. They do? How interesting. I'm almost positive I've heard those names before somewhere. Isn't that odd? Maybe it was in the newspapers. They weren't famous in any way, were they? I mean, famous cricketers or footballers or something like that? Famous, she said, setting the tea tray down on the low table in front of the sofa. Oh, no, I don't think they were famous, but they were incredibly handsome, both of them. I can promise you that. They were tall and young and handsome, my dear, just exactly like you. Once more, Billy glanced down at the book. Look here, he said, noticing the dates. This last entry is over 2 years old. It is? Yes, indeed. And Christopher Mulholland is nearly a year before that, more than 3 years ago. Dear me, she said, shaking her head and heaving a dainty little sigh. I never would have thought it. How time does fly from all us. How time does fly from us all, doesn't it, Mr. Wilkins? It's Weaver, Billy said. Weaver. Oh, of course it is, she cried, sitting down on the sofa. How silly of me. I do apologize. In one ear and out the other. That's me, Mr. Weaver. You know something, Billy said. Something that's really quite extraordinary about all of this. No, dear, I don't. Well, you see, both of these names, Mulholland and Temple, I not only seem to remember each one of them separately, so to speak, but somehow or other, in some peculiar way, they both appear to be connected together as well, as though they were both famous for the same sort of thing, if you see what I mean. Like Dempsey and Tunney, for example, or Churchill and Roosevelt. How amusing, she said. But come over here now, dear, and sit down beside me on the sofa, and I'll give you a nice cup of tea and a ginger biscuit before you go to bed. You really shouldn't bother, Billy said. I didn't mean you to do anything like that. He stood by the piano, watching her as she fussed about with the cups and saucers. He noticed that she had small, white, quickly moving hands and fingernails. I'm almost positive it was in the newspapers I saw them, Billy said. I'll think of it in a second. I'm sure I will. There's nothing more tantalizing than a thing like this that lingers just outside the borders of one's memory. He hated to give up. Now, wait a minute, he said. Wait just a minute. Mulholland. Christopher Mulholland. Wasn't that the name of the Eton schoolboy who was on a walking tour through the West Country? Then all of a sudden, milk, she said. And sugar? Yes, please. And then all of a sudden, Eton schoolboy, she said. Oh, no, my dear, that can't possibly be right, because my Mr. Mulholland was certainly not an Eton schoolboy when he came to me. He was a Cambridge undergraduate. Come over here now and sit next to me and warm yourself in front of this lovely fire. Come on, your tea's all ready for you. She patted the empty space beside her on the sofa. And she sat there smiling at Billy and waiting for him to come over. He crossed the room slowly and sat down on the edge of the sofa. She placed his teacup on the table in front of him. And here we have our next break.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Well, my
Here
friend,
comes the money.
let me tell you a little story about what we're going to do, Gerald. Let me tell you a little something, Mr. Ennis. So we have, again, $50 donation from Mel Brooks is level 7. Love you guys. Enjoy your taste buds while you have them. Dylan, $50, one of Sean's oldest friends, and I need Sean to do a double dab for me. What do you need, Dan?
A piece of paper?
Oh, yeah.
I know what order to put them in.
Oh, yeah.
I'll get this right back.
Now,
And
Dylan has seen me do spice challenges before, and it hasn't gone well in the past. Now,
And
I haven't narrated.
one more, just so you're ready. Thank you to Sean's dad for another $50 donation. So we are officially 7, 8, 9. 7, 8, and 9, ladies and gentlemen. We need one more $50, and we hit the last dab.
We're good.
You good, G? How you doing over there, bud?
I'm good. You know what? That last one, though,
Oh, sorry.
stayed with me until literally like a minute ago.
It did stick around. I don't know if you could tell, but like I was having to consciously not salivate out of my mouth.
Yeah, you did great.
Sean,
You did great.
Sean, you string.
Sean, so the other thing is, I like to lick my hands after I saw something, and when I'm up to like 7, 8, and 9, I'm like yelling at myself, do not lick your hands, do not lick your hands, do not do that.
So up for number 7, ladies and gentlemen, we
Dan,
have
which one's I don't even know.
the
That's
Angry
right.
Goat
This
Dreams of Calypso.
It's this one, right?
The Angry Goat Dreams of Calypso. We're going
think
to
so. I think it's this one.
101,000 Scoville units,
Ooh.
ladies and gentlemen. A sweet number 7 sauce with pineapple, mango, and bell peppers. But watch out. It makes her hotter than the Caribbean sun. Ooh, Gerald, it's hotter than the sun, baby.
Great.
You
That's
ready?
just what I was kind of hoping
You ready,
for.
G-Money? You
Review.
ready? You got this, baby. I believe in you.
Yeah. Wow.
Good floralness to it. Very nice floral flavor.
Is there a trick to not involving your tongue?
Nope.
Good, sweet
Yeah, it's definitely got like that sweetness to it.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder. I'm waiting for this one to creep up because so far
It's going to. I can
Hasn't gotten
tell.
there.
So far, it hasn't crept up yet. But
No, I can
know
tell.
it's going to.
No, it's coming. It's like kind of stalking you in the bushes. You know what I mean?
It's Gerald.
Like you don't
outside
know
the
it's
bushes
there.
at
You know what I mean?
Gerald's Swiss house. Yeah.
It is coming.
This is too much.
Hey, Joey, can you like expedite ship us some ranch soda, please?
And gentlemen, just to let you know,
10. Here comes the money.
we have hit the last
Hell
dab.
yeah!
We have hit $500, ladies and gentlemen. The last dab is on the table. Now, keep in mind, everything you donate after this, every $50, we are just going to eat. Sean's just going to do them. Sean's going to go back down the list. We're doing a random selection, so I'm going to put the numbers.
What? No, we're doing the
Shut
naked
up, Gerald.
ones.
Just be quiet. I got it figured out.
Oh boy. Okay, so we got to finish these before I do the rest of the story because
That is correct.
God in heaven. Sean, what time is your segment over?
Oh,
Not soon enough for you, G Money.
the
Not
next
soon enough
segment,
for you,
you
baby.
can fucking wait.
So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not looking forward to this. I hope this does not taste like death.
But that one just
I'm
hit, though. The one we just did
The
is hitting me
bomb.
now.
Yeah, for me.
it did. Now I am not putting extra the bomb on here. You can see this is red. I've already sauced it. I've been doing extra up until now. No longer.
Ooh, there's that last one.
It's there.
It still has not hit for me. I'm fine. I'm chilling.
You did it already?
No, number 7. I'm fucking big chilling.
7 just hit me.
Yeah, it literally just hit me.
Big chilling.
Like it just hit me.
It takes a minute.
Flip
It takes a minute to
stupid
get there.
Piece of chicken nugget. Like, come on.
Why don't you just put another plate on
All right.
top of it?
That requires too much work to go back.
I have the bomb on the fork.
Oh, by the way,
You
that
guys-
was Gerald's coffin, by the way, that donated for the last dab.
Gerald, I want you to know I haven't been in the computer basically in the entire segment, so that wasn't me.
All right, here we go. The bomb, evolution, in the belly.
Is
That's actually
Can somebody hold my
That's
hand
not bad
while I do
reaction.
this?
But that is hot as fuck.
Oh, that hits right away. That's right away. That's right away.
Stop talking about it. I haven't done it yet. You're making it harder on me.
Do it.
Nike.
Gerald, you gotta get. Oh my gosh,
Sean,
Right
what?
away, man. Right away.
these wings are so big too. I really need to do smaller wings next year.
Thank God there's...
Chicken nuggets, Sean. Look at us. Look how smart.
I should have done nuggets.
Chicken
I mean, boneless wings are essentially nuggets anyway. I should have.
Thank God there's a litter box down here. All right.
Oh fuck! I licked it. I licked my hand. I'm an idiot.
This guy. All right, here I go.
Guys.
I previewed the last one. It's hot as fuck.
Guys, this is a problem.
This is a literal issue. God, Joey, leave me alone, okay? I wasn't doing that when you were drinking ranch club soda or
how many-
whatever.
How many more? Is it 2 more?
All right, here we go.
Oh,
Okay.
Oh.
I was fine after the bomb. I accidentally had the fucking last dab and I'm dying.
oh. I am not fine.
Ah!
I am not fine after the bomb, and we've got 2 more, and I don't know.
I'm going to be leaving the premises now.
Nick, what
That
have I
hit.
done?
That would hit.
What have I done?
Oh,
Sean,
oh.
Gerald.
I
Gerald,
thought you liked me.
I thought I liked myself. I proved myself wrong in so many ways. So many ways. Oh,
Whatever this is,
oh. This
Don't
is so
ever
much
eat it.
hotter. This is so much hotter
oh God.
than whatever I did last year. Oh,
Yep. Yep, it is.
oh.
Woo!
Do not lick my hand. 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 Do not lick my hand.
Oh.
Another
Right.
one?
We're gonna run out of time.
Number 9.
No.
Oh. Oh.
He's reading more, though, right?
Yeah. I got the last part of the story. I got the last part of the story. How am I do it?
Sean, send me the script. I can do it. Tag me in.
Oh,
I'll be right back.
my voice is getting higher.
It's not stopping,
guys.
man. It's not stopping.
It's not stopping.
It didn't quit.
Sean, send me the script. I can do it. Sean, I can do it. I promise.
Woo!
We got 2 more. Read, Nick. Read about Taco Vibes only. Read the Taco Vibes.
Taco Vibes only, ladies and gentlemen.
I think I'm numb now. I think I'm numb. I think I can do the next one.
Taco Tuesday to the next level. Carolina Reapers and ghost peppers combined with lime juice, cumin, and coriander to make this taco sauce a killer with
No.
slow building but intense heat.
No. No. No.
Sean, if you can't finish, I can do it. It's fine.
I can do it.
I actually feel like great.
I made a promise to the people. I gotta finish the story. Oh God. I gotta finish the story. I'm gonna give you guys parts.
I
next
did
year,
it
though.
for the rock. I did it for the people.
Oh God.
Taco Vibes only. Here we go.
I can see
Gerald.
the light flashing before my eyes.
Gerald. Here we go, Gerald.
No. Carry
Taco
on.
Vibes, Gerald.
It doesn't. It just stays. Like that heat
It
from
just
the bomb just stays on your palate.
Sits.
Are we
Oh,
doing number 9?
We're doing it.
Sean did it.
I'm getting there.
Does it count if I just do a naked one
No.
with nothing on it?
Listen, this is Hot Ones rules. You do whatever palate cleanser you need to in between.
I'm so happy I have you as my best friend.
Zim, thank you. I think Sean's wife should come finish for him.
That would not work out. I think she is watching, and that was Dylan that said that, I imagine, and that would not go well. This I don't even feel.
I don't feel this either. I'm vibing.
I don't even feel the taco vibes. I don't know if I even tasted it.
I'm vibing.
It's honestly like my lips. It feels like I put a numbing agent on my lips. And now my lips are numb, as they would be if I had put a numbing agent on there. Because that's how that works.
That's
You understand what I'm saying?
Song.
Oh. A good thing I brought another glass of water in here. Okay.
All right. I got to do Taco Vibes.
You haven't done taco vibes yet? You gotta hurry up, man.
Taco vibes?
Come on, Nick, get with it.
I'm trying to kill the burn, but it's not killing it.
You can't kill it. You can't kill the burn. Just embrace the
Only
burn.
make it stronger.
Embrace the burn, Nick. Oh, good night. It went away and now it's coming back. It's coming back.
Sean, that
Great
sounds
grab
like a line on a horror story.
Can we drink water during this? We can, right? I'm getting some water.
Sweat towel. It's necessary.
You can do whatever you want. It's Hot Ones rules. You take as much time as you need. You do what you got to do.
I guess. Oh,
Don't let Dan trying to bro it up over here. Like, make it whatever. Do you? You do you.
I'm not trying to bro it up. I'm broing it up. There's no attempt. I'm doing it.
I needed.
No, there's no feeling bad, Mel. This is what we signed up for. We did this of our own volition.
Why did we do this?
This was your idea.
You made me
That is
do it.
true.
I was coerced under threat of something. I don't remember. There's no way of knowing anymore. I thought you guys were my friends. You make me do these things,
Yes, please.
and now here I am being sad on the internet.
Don't be sad, baby. We're here. We're here for Live Stream for the Cure, raising money for cancer research.
Yeah, you're right. I'm happy. I feel good. I feel great. Everything's great.
What are words, Mel? What are words?
Words.
Hey, you know what's pretty killer? Draining my sinuses.
Yeah?
It's pretty awesome, actually.
All right, I think I'm ready for the last dab. Nick, did you do taco vibes?
All right.
Nick just finished Taco Vibes.
Let's bro it up.
Roll it up.
Taco vibes.
Taco vibes.
I'm so happy I have you as my best friend.
Johnny Blue, thank you for the call.
Nick, we are not going backwards. Or we are not doing the random shit. Fuck that. Here's the lat. Here's the.
This is not food.
Tab.
This is not meant for consumption. What is this? What is this?
Poor Gerald.
Is Gerald alive?
He's there.
All right, I see him. You know, Gerald looks like my dad when he would have a kidney stone and pace around the house.
Oh, I want to let you know, Sean, too. The last dab's already over with, I know. We got to do the last dab still, but we've already gotten $150 in donations after.
Oh.
Here comes the money.
Here we go.
Here comes the money.
$50 from David Powell, then $100 from AJ Slick Dick, who says, I love your balls. Let's snort stuff off a Benoit DVD sometime.
What?
I'll take that challenge over this one.
What?
What even was that? What was that message? I think that message is actually more painful than the wings. Like, I have no idea what to make of that.
What kind of show is this? Who's in charge here? All right. The cap is off. I've sauced these wings.
What are we doing?
It's the last dab, which I have moved every other piece of meat off of your plate. That is the last dab. That is the last dab. That is the last wing.
As is tradition on Hot
Can I
Ones.
cut it?
Oh, Peace Wife in the chat. Gerald isn't supposed to have spicy stuff. Doctor's orders.
Oh,
Well,
there you have it.
She caught you, Gerald.
I didn't realize. All right. Hey, Sean.
Hey,
I love you, buddy. Everybody follow Ink and Ash.
hey, Jamie.
Spotify,
Jamie, as
Apple.
the saying goes, in for a penny, in for a pound. He's already deep in. He may as well.
This is already sauced.
Okay.
I've sauced this wing.
Where am I?
What are you doing?
My chair is broken.
I'm going to dab
I think
it.
you're broken.
All right.
That's the
I need a
last
fork.
dab.
We got 5 minutes.
That's fine. Then that's it. This is the last bit. This is the last bit.
Okay. Rebecca's going to cut me off a little piece. I can't do this whole thing. Dan, what are you, a psychopath? This is bigger than my fucking head.
Look at them. They're normal size.
Dan gave
In fact,
me a piece.
I would say that's even above average. In fact, I would even say huge.
Last dab. You know what? My friend Dylan
Ashley, that is a tremendous point.
wanted me to do a double
Ashley
dab.
says Gerald went upstairs and texted his wife to get him out of this.
That's what he was doing.
That's exactly.
Actually,
what
my
he was
phone
doing.
was right here. I didn't even know she was watching.
I can vouch for
Secret
her.
phone.
Yeah, anybody that has been paying attention, I didn't even have my phone. Because I couldn't breathe.
Secret phone. Gerald, 2 phones.
I got
You know, he's doing really well in
Phones?
Madden if he has 2 phones.
All right, is this last tab's right here?
That's the
Has
last
anybody
tab.
done it?
No.
I'm doing it right now.
You
got
guys
double
want me to do
dab
it
on
first in case somebody dies?
2 last dabs.
You want me to do it first? What did Sean just say?
I did 2 dabs.
Okay, chill, bro. Okay.
I can't stop drinking stuff. They just hang.
Here we go.
Jeez.
All right, I'm ready whenever you guys are.
I'm going in.
Ah. All right,
Oh, Sean, you said you're going in? Let's
Yeah,
go.
we got
I
this.
did.
last tab.
That's actually pretty tasty.
That's really good. None that he hits.
That's pretty tasty. I like that a lot, actually.
Nobody talk to me.
What is happening? What is happening?
It comes up later.
What is happening?
What is happening right now in my mouth?
Nick,
Nick!
what have I done? What have I done?
This was your idea!
No, it was I deny
Rebecca,
Oh, guys.
all
I need you
responsibility.
to go on my computer, go to the green room.
Jesus
check
Christ.
The next, I
What?
think it's Epic
How?
Phone Guys, so actually it might not be that
Here,
big a
Rebecca.
deal.
It's not Epic
That
Phone
was-
Guys at 10. It's somebody else,
Here's the thing.
right?
Here's
No, it's Epic
here's
Phone
the
Guys.
thing.
I thought they were at
Okay.
11.
No.
There's somebody
Count
before
down
them.
11.
Who?
Where's the green room?
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Here's the thing. That was really good. That was really good. for a second.
Oh, okay.
And now, I need you to know
So what do I do? Just
that there's things happening in my mouth. Oh,
You want a meeting, please? You can turn off the camera.
Sean, I feel what you're saying.
You don't have to.
don't even. I don't know if I speak English anymore.
How's it going, guys?
I'm good.
Guys, I gotta finish this story still.
You only got 2 minutes left, Bubby.
I can tell you how it ends, Sean. Gerald dies. The
I
end.
don't know. Okay,
The story ends. Gerald dies. The end.
okay. We gotta. I'm gonna get to the story. I gotta get to the story. Here we go.
By the way, real quick, I don't
Yeah.
know if Nick mentioned it, but this segment's
my
been brought to you
gosh.
by Tums.
It's getting hotter.
They have a new smoothies assorted pack
It's getting hotter.
available at your local grocer.
I think I'm getting redder. Am I getting redder? I'm feeling worse. I feel very poorly. Okay. I see people texting me. I'm not going to look at my phone right now. Oh my gosh, what is happening? Okay.
That was too much.
Okay, here we go. See, this is what the people want. They want me to eat very hot things, and then try to continue to narrate well. And we're going to see if I can do it. I'm very emotional, apparently. I feel very emotional. Justin and Loy Sauce, if you guys are coming on, I'm sorry for bleeding into your segment. Very sorry. Oh. But it had to be done. Here we go. We're getting back to the story. After the last break. Oh, people. Here we go, people. We're getting back to it. All right. So, Mr. Weaver. Oh, thinks he remembers these people. Good old Billy Weaver. All right. And she... Okay. You know what's going on. Here we go. Here we are. There we are, she said. How nice and cozy this is, isn't it? Billy started sipping his tea. She did the same. For a half-minute or so, neither of them spoke, but Billy knew that she was looking at him. Her body was half-turned toward him, and he could feel her eyes resting on his face, watching him over the rim of her teacup. Now and again he caught a whiff of a peculiar smell that seemed to emanate directly from her person. It was not in the least unpleasant, and it reminded him, well, he wasn't quite sure what it reminded him of. Pickled walnuts? New leather? Or was it the corridors of a hospital? By the way, if you need to kick me off here, Nick, just let me know. At length she said, Mr. Mulholland was a great one for his tea. Never in my life have I seen anyone drink as much as tea as dear sweet Mr. Mulholland. I suppose he left fairly recently, Billy said. He was still puzzling his head about the two names. He was positive now that he had seen them in the newspapers, in the headlines. Left, she said, arching her eyebrows. But, my dear boy, he never left. He's still here. Mr. Temple is also here. They're on the 4th floor, both of them together. Billy set his cup down slowly on the table and stared at his landlady. She smiled back at him, and she put out one of her white hands and patted him comfortingly on the knee. How old are you, my dear? She asked. 17. 17, she cried. Oh, it's the perfect age. Mr. Mulholland was also 17, but I think he was a trifle shorter than you are. In fact, I'm sure he was, and his teeth weren't quite so white. You have the most beautiful teeth, Mr. Weaver. Did you know that? They're not as good as they look, Billy said. They've simply got masses of fillings in the back. Mr. Temple, of course, was a little older, she said, ignoring his remark. He was actually 28, and yet I never would have guessed it if he hadn't told me, never in my whole life. There wasn't a blemish on his body. A what? Billy said. His skin was just like a baby's. There was a pause. Billy picked up his teacup and took another sip of his tea, then he set it down gently again in his saucer. He waited for her to say something else, but she seemed to have lapsed into another of her silences. He sat there staring straight ahead of him into the corner of the room, biting his lower lip. That parrot, he said at last. You know something? It had me completely fooled when I first saw it through the window. I could have sworn it was alive. Alas, no longer. It's most terribly clever the way it's been done, he said. It doesn't look in the least bit dead. Who did it? I did. You did. Of course, she said. And have you met my little Basil as well? She nodded toward the dachshund, curled up so comfortably in front of the fire. Billy looked at it, and suddenly he realized that this animal had all the time been just sat as silent and motionless as the parrot. He put out a hand and touched it gently on the top of its back. The back was cold and hard, and when he pushed the hair to one side with his fingers, he could see the skin underneath, grayish-black and dry and perfectly preserved. Good gracious me, he said. How absolutely fascinating. He turned away from the dog and stared with deep admiration at the little woman beside him on the sofa. It must be most awfully difficult to do a thing like that. Not in the least, she said. I stuff all my little pets myself when they pass away. Will you have another cup of tea? No, thank you, Billy said. The tea tasted faintly of bitter almonds, and he didn't much care for it. You did sign the book, didn't you? Oh, yes. That's good, because later on, if I happen to forget what you are called, then I can always come down here and look it up. I still do that almost every day with Mr. Mulholland and Mr. Temple, Billy said. Gregory Temple. Excuse my asking, but haven't there been any other guests here except them in the last 2 or 3 years? Holding her teacup high in one hand, inclining her head slightly to the left, she looked up at him out of the corners of her eyes and gave him another gentle little smile. No, my dear, she said. Only you. That is it. The end of the story. And I...
Mr. Sean Ennis, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my God, my lips are like on fire.
Oh, Gerald, how are you?
How you feeling, buddy?
I am, I think I'm recovering a little bit now.
I'm down. He's got my mic down.
You're up.
I'm okay. The one that hit me the hardest, Sean, was number 8.
That one. They always say that that's the one that where you know you're in for it.
That one fucking sent me to a different area in my life.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
But I'll tell you what, though. I don't think I really felt taco vibes. The last dab. Last dab. That's some serious business.
I agree.
Serious business.
It went from like... Because 8 was crazy. I think 8's still with me. And then 9 was kind of like, I can't even taste it. And then 10 was like, you're about to die.
Here comes the money.
Here we go.
I won. Here comes the money.
That's just the alert through.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Woo!
Here comes the money. Here comes the money.
Here we go.
You guys are awesome.
Sean, I love you. I'm going to be, Nick, turn me down after this. I'm going to be leaving to go to the green room. Sean, I love you. You're the man. Let's get together. North Carolina. Let's do it.
Absolutely.
Here comes the money.
Absolutely. Hey,
Here comes the
I
money.
will, with all this coming in, is this all real? Is this happening right now?
No.
Or is like this all just delayed?
Go on with me, Ralph.
Okay.
Here comes the money.
Here we go.
Here comes the money.
We have Baby Wolverine says, Dad, I recommend you don't die.
That's my oldest.
Oh, man. Where did he say that at? I don't see it.
In the Twitch chat.
Oh, okay.
Here comes the money.
Hold on. My son's telling me not to die.
The money.
All right,
What
hold
was that,
on.
Logan?
Here comes the money. Here comes the money.
Okay, finally. Ladies and gentlemen, the Velvet Drizzle himself, Sean Ennis.
Can you hear me?
God.
I hear you.
Okay, what's up, man?
You're still live. Oh.
Oh, God, man, I can't even talk.
Yeah.
You say who you are.
I'm Sean. The show is Ink and Ash. I'm on a bit of a break right now because I'm moving. So, but you know, I got like a lot of episodes in the back catalog. If you want to hear some more stuff, it's all there. You can go to YouTube and see last year's segment if you want to see that. This one was much hotter. It was much hotter. It built a little better, I think. I don't have any more words, Nick.
What are words?
I don't know. Thanks to everybody for tuning in and for donating. You guys are awesome.
Thank you. And you know, I love you. You know that. For
Love you too, brother.
Years and years of support for this event. It means the world to me. Thank you so much for being here. For spending some time here. I really
Thanks for having me.
it.
Wouldn't miss it.
Oh, man.
We'll see. We'll see what happens next year. We'll see what happens next year.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
You're amazing. I love you. We're saying goodbye to Ink and Ash, the Velvet Drizzle. Please don't go die.
I will attempt to live. Good night, everybody. Thanks for having me. Take care.
We're welcome.